Hi guys, I hope that you're all doing well. Today's lesson is about the straight line. Before we continue, let's do a quick recap. Remember, when I introduced the topic, I made a list of all the subtopics under grade 10 analytical geometry. We had the straight line, distance formula, midpoint formula, gradient formula, parallel and perpendicular lines, and how to prove a right angle triangle. So far we've done the distance formula, we've done the midpoint formula, we've done the gradient formula, in which I also showed you how to find the gradient if you are given a graph. So in this video, we'll learn about the straight line. The straight line formula is y is equal to mx plus c. And remember, I said that m is your gradient, which shows the slope or the steepness of a certain line. Remember that we did gradients in the previous video, I think, and your c is your y-intercept, where x is equal to 0. Let's start with the first question. Find the equation of the line with a gradient of 2 that passes through point A. We have 3 and 4. Okay, the first thing that we have to do is to write our straight line formula, which is y is equal to mx plus c. Now they told us in the statement that we have a gradient of 2. Remember, I told you that your m is your gradient, that m is your gradient. So we can substitute our gradient as the second step. This will be y is equal to 2. We replace this m with 2. We're left with x plus c. Now for the next step, let's substitute this point A into our straight line formula. Let's write our coordinates. We have A, 3, and 4. Remember, this 3 is your x, and that 4 is your y. So let's substitute 3 where we see x and 4 where we see y in our formula. We have y, which is 4, so this will be 4 is equal to 2. X is 3, so we should have 3 in a bracket, plus c. 4 is equal to 2 times 3, which is 6. This will be 6 plus c. Now let's take this 6 to the left-hand side. This will be 4 minus 6 is equal to c. What is 4 minus 6? It's negative 2. Therefore, 6 is equal to 4 minus 6, which is negative 2. So you have your, let's write our straight line formula, y is equal to mx plus c. You have your m, which is 2. Now you have your c, which is negative 2. Now let's write the final equation. This will be y is equal to 2x minus 2. Now let's try the second example. Find the equation of the line passing through P and Q. I'll write the steps for you guys on the side. Step 1, substitute the gradient or find it. Step 2, substitute any point. And step 3, write the final equation. So let's read the statement again. Find the equation of the line. The question again. Find the equation of the line passing through P. We have negative 1 and 2 and Q 2 and 8. So we aren't given the gradient. That means you have to calculate the gradient. How do we do so? We have to use our formula, which is m is equal to y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1. So let's label our points. We have P. We can write this as point 1, Q, point 2. So for negative 1, let's say x, then our 2 is our y. They're all under the first point, so this is x1 and y1. For 2, you can write this as x and 8, our y. That'll be x2 and y2. Now let's substitute. This will be m is equal to y2, which is 8, minus y1, which is 2, all over x2, which is 2, minus x1, which is negative 1. Let's put it in a bracket. And when you punch this in your calculator, 8 minus 2 all over 2 minus negative 1 in a bracket, your answer will be 2. So this 2 is our gradient, okay? So we've already found our gradient. Now let's substitute it. Our straight line formula is y is equal to mx plus c. So we already have the gradient, which is m. Let's write this as y is equal to 2x plus c. Step 2, substitute any point, okay? So we have line P, where our x is -1 and our y is 2, and q we have 2 and 8. So you can choose any point. Let's just choose 2, okay? So for point 2, we have q, 2, and 8. Now let's substitute these coordinates into our straight line formula. This 2 is your x, and that 8 is your y. We have a y here, we replace it with 8. This will be 8 is equal to 2x, which is 2, in a bracket plus c. We're solving for c. This will be 8 is equal to 2 times 2, which is 4 plus c. Let's take this 4 that side. It crosses the equal sign, so it should be 8 minus 4 is equal to c. 8 minus 4 is equal to 4. Therefore, c is equal to 4. We've substituted one of the points. Now let's write the final equation. We have y is equal to 2x plus, what is your c? 4. And that is how we use the straight line formula. This is grade 9 work. I just want to remind you guys so that you can be comfortable in case you are asked such a question in an exam. Now, there are different ways in which they'll ask you guys about these in an exam. For example, they might say you should use this by finding the midpoint. They might say something like using the midpoint to find a line equation, or another question is finding the intercepts and length. And another way that I can think of is one that includes parallel lines. However, I'll do those as we try different past question papers. For now, this is all that we'll do in this lesson. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.